Today's diary entry for me personally is about feeling overlooked and feeling neglected. I feel like a sense of abandonment. I think I've been feeling that as a theme in my life since I was little. Since I was little. I think there are so many patterns that have reinforced that narrative. And I don't know, I was talking with someone today and it kind of sparked this conversation because we both have been in the same boat about that. And like, we're both creative and he has done some amazing things, like beyond amazing. I feel like I've also done things that I've been so proud of for myself that I never thought I would get to do. And I feel like there's still this overwhelming feeling of, I don't want to say self-hatred, but it almost feels like that because you're pushing out so much good work and yet like you don't feel seen by others, which means partially like you don't feel seen by yourself. Like I see myself, like I'm proud of myself, but at the same time I get snubbed by people. I get treated a little bit different from other people. And there's a level of like belief that I have that like you attract your thoughts and you attract like these things or whatever. And there comes a point where like you break that cycle eventually. And I feel like I'm in that moment. I'm currently in the moment where I'm like trying to break this cycle of not feeling seen, not feeling understood, especially as a creative. And I feel like there's so many people that have that same feeling. And I don't know the answer. I don't know what the answer is. I'm discovering it right now for myself. And currently, it's been in like themes of books that I'm reading. It's been in themes of like conversations that I've been having. So it's something I need to internally reflect on. And what I've been noticing, because I'm really trying to lean into my intuition, yes, there are some people that really are assholes and treat you like shit and they think they're better than you and they've got a superiority complex or don't think you're good enough to work on something, and you know that you are. And there's always going to be that, but I do feel like this has been such a big theme in my life. It's something that I need to work on. I don't put myself out there. I want to be understood. I want to be seen. I want to be like, I don't know, like find my community, you know? But I think there's been layers of my creative self that I have kept. Like I've kept secret. I've kept them for myself, for almost like the safety of it, so they can't be like misconstrued. I don't like being perceived half the time because I don't want to be misconstrued. But the reality is people are misconstruing me no matter what. So I can take control as much as I can take control. You know, people will think what they're going to think, but I'm not putting what I want people to think and what I want to be out into the world. Like I am not sharing my work with people. I've spent 2 years not on social media anymore. Like I went through like a weird phase. Whatever. Anyways, I went through like a phase of doing like the influencer thing because I thought that like that's the only way I could get by and the only way I could make money and do certain things, and I'm so over that. Like that's not me. It's not me. And I'm not trying to force a square into a circle. I am done with that phase of my life, and I think it took me a few years to realize that. And working in the wrong places and working with the wrong people, that like this year has been a huge growth moment for me to really discover who I am, what I like, what I want to do, like literally just really know myself. And I feel like it's something I've always known. Like there are themes in my life and my work and my friendships and everything that have always been there. And it's more about me leaning into them, not judging them or judging myself, and just being a freaking weirdo, put my work out there and just me loving it. There's a sense of when you're underappreciated, like that must mean you're also underappreciating yourself at a certain point too, right? Like, at least for me personally, that's how I've been. I think I underestimate myself. I underutilize myself. And I don't give myself the opportunity to share my gifts with those around me, which is only limiting myself. It doesn't have to be good enough. It becomes good enough along the way. Like, and also it's never going to be good enough. And that's okay. I think building up the courage to put stuff out on social media seems so stupid. Like that, oh, it feels so stupid to even have that thought of like, I'm overthinking my craft this hard that I won't share it because I'm gonna like put it under the guise of perfectionism, which is not true. Like, I just have to put it out there. I don't want to be perceived. I don't want to be misunderstood by other people. And so I think if I don't want to be misunderstood by other people, I need to know myself really well and know what I stand for, know what my values are, know what I don't put up with. And I think I've been doing a lot of work that has gotten me to a point where I think I feel good in that department. I know what I want to do. I want to do styling. I want to take the history, the cultural references, I know what I want. I want to be a part of a community that really cares about intention. I don't want to be unintentional anymore. I don't want to have to speed through everything. It's not what I want. I want intentionality because it fucking matters. Intentionality matters, and it matters to me. If other people don't think it matters, that's okay. It doesn't matter to them. And I'm not their community, and they're not mine. But I do feel like if I'm not putting myself out there, there's no way for people to find me. There's no way for people to appreciate me and my talents. So this week, I have been slowly defining what that looks like, writing a bio for my website. I have one, but it doesn't feel complete. I just made one, and that one does feel complete. I feel like I should share it. Let's see. There we go. I'm Tori Parton, a visual story designer, costume designer, and wardrobe stylist based in Dallas-Fort Worth. I create immersive visual worlds through clothing, character, and story, blending elevated design with approachable sophistication in a symbolic atmosphere that lingers in the viewer's mind. Drawing from cultural history and symbolic visual design, my work brings emotional depth and narrative meaning to every frame. I believe clothing is never just clothing. It is a psychology, protection, identity, and storytelling all at once. What we wear shapes how we move through the world and reveals something deeper about who we are and who we hope to become. My process begins with understanding the emotional landscape behind a project. I explore the motivations, cultural context, histories, and inner worlds of the people and characters involved, allowing wardrobe to become a visual language that reinforces the narrative. Even the smallest details matter because subtle choices can shift the way a story is felt. At the center of my work is empathy and collaboration. I strive to create spaces where people feel safe enough to explore ideas, vulnerability, and transformation. When clothing and the person wearing it truly align, something honest emerges, and that honesty is what brings an image to life. Above all, my goal is to create work rooted in love, empathy, and understanding. Through storytelling and collaboration, I want to leave people feeling more connected to themselves and to each other. So that's my bio. I made it. It took me a while because I overthink all of the little words and stuff because they matter to me. And that's just going to be my guiding force in everything that I do. All of my social media now will be under those pillars. And the pillars for me, are story, like storytelling, visual world, psychological and character identity, human connection and transformation, and cultural history and symbolism. Those are all things that I'm obsessed with. I love, like, that's in all of my work. And I think I can do a better job at showing people that and kind of like diving deeper into my work and really telling people why I made the choices I made. I just think there's a lot that we can do to really share ourselves if we do it with intention. And I think that's my goal and focus right now, is really know my vision and start trickling it into all of my areas of work. Whether it be my concepts, whether it be my portfolio, my Instagram, my whatever. Now that I have my vision and direction and who I am at the core as a creator is, I feel like I feel safe enough to be able to put that out in the world. So I feel like if you're feeling misunderstood, if you're feeling unappreciated as a creative, it's time to start looking inward. Look in, really write what you have to offer, really like look at your work, look at what you love, what you don't love, like really experiment, really, hone that in. And it takes trial and error. I feel like it's taken me years to get to this point to even like be able to describe it. I feel like a lot of when you're first creating, you're just exploring, and you have to go through different facets to do that. I've gone through so many different mediums to be able to do that. I just think it's important. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel really good this week just within myself. I don't care how other people perceive me, but this makes me feel valued by myself. Like I value myself and my work better by doing this process. So it's been really nice. I don't know. I've been really appreciative of this process and the whole exploratory process in general. So I think just next steps for me are creating this, like really putting this out into the world and not caring what other people think. I think when you have strong values and strong sense of self, you really don't care what other people think or how people perceive you, because it doesn't matter. You are so aligned within yourself. It doesn't matter. And if you do care so deeply, like maybe that work doesn't align. Maybe, I don't know. That's just been, for me personally, that's just been what I've noticed about myself. So I'm really trying to lean into that and lean into what I know is truth for myself as an artist. It's hard though. It's hard. It's not easy. I say it with such conviction, but it's not easy. I second guess myself all the time and I'm like, is that really what I'm like? Is that really what I want to do? Is that real? Like, how can I put myself in a box? And it's like, this isn't a box that I'm putting myself in. It's my spine, It's the thing that's holding my skeleton together. Like, it's my skeleton. This is my creative skeleton, I don't know. I think, not, I don't know. I do know. I know that this is my creative skeleton. It's been in everything in my life. Like literally everything. Like even as a little kid, I was like this. Like I care about people. I care about feelings. I care about psychology. I care about the meaning behind stuff. And everyone has different themes. Everyone has different stuff that they explore and whatever. And it's just know yourself. I have a saying that I've said for years, but sometimes I don't embody, and it's know yourself and adjust. And the best I've ever felt in my life, all I've ever done is I know myself, I stick true to what I know, and I adjust my life accordingly. I adjust my routines, my rituals, my everything to be according, So I think a lot of us are really struggling with being ourselves. It's hard. It's hard to be yourself. I know that seems so crazy because it shouldn't be. But we have so many systems in place in this life, this world, this country, whatever, like, where it is harder to be yourself. I mean, it may not seem like that, but there are so many systems set in place that actually go against how you would normally feel your intuition, you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. I have been just in a really internal space for the past few years, doing a lot of healing and a lot of work. And I think that's a lot of it. Just do a lot of work. Just make a lot of shit. Really learn yourself. Keep going. Honestly, if you don't want to learn about yourself, just make work and you will find out about yourself through the work. So right now, I'm getting to that phase where I've kind of like, okay, I've made the work. I've gotten to know myself as an artist, as a person. Now what? Now build it out. Like, really hone in on that. That's where I'm at. It seems overwhelming, to be honest. But I've gotten to the point where, like, I just have to put myself out there. I just have to. Because it's not helping me otherwise. It's almost worse that I'm not putting myself out there because I'm getting so inside my head. Like, I'm keeping all of it here instead of just get it out. So I think I'm in a good place right now. It didn't feel that way. Honestly, it didn't feel that way before I made this video. And that's why I'm doing this. I love making these little diary entries because when I think I'm not in a good place, I really am. Like, and I just have to work through the thoughts, or I need to just get the thoughts out of me. The Artist Way, I know it became really popular, but it talks about that. It talks about writing out your thoughts every morning and whatever. Sometimes I don't do that. But this is kind of like my replacement for that. This is kind of like a word vomit space for me to be able to go back to and kind of look to see where I was at in certain aspects of my life. And I'm hoping that if I do this, I also am holding myself accountable. So I've got a lot of stuff that I want to work on. And a lot of stuff that I want to put out there, and I've got a lot of hefty goals. But this is the first step. Self-realization, self-actualization.